We say what they can't radio.
What's up, world? Hope everybody's having a beautiful and positive day. Welcome to Young, Gifted, and Black. Tonight, I want to talk about, my episode is going to be about life, the life and times of owning and running your own business. I got some special guests, some good friends of mine. I want y'all to introduce yourself. You go first, Larry.
What's good, y'all? It's Naziak. That's NEZIAK_. I represent the brand Brooklyn or Bus.
Mr. Gift on the check-in, CEO of A1C, AYEWONSI.
It's very important. Yo, it's Melly's World, Melly's World on the gram, FGM affiliate. Shout out to my other four brothers at FGM, Few Good Men, nonprofit organization. Got some other things in the works coming up, but I'm here.
So tonight, I think it's very important, not just tonight, but all the time, is to show that black brothers and black sisters to get together in unity and support one another and not necessarily have to benefit from it, but just want to see one another doing good. So I'm glad that everybody has their own business. I'm glad that everybody's pushing something in particular. So my first question of tonight is what made you want to start your own business? Y'all can answer at any given time, but what was the motivation? Everybody is not built to be an entrepreneur. What made you want to start your own business?
Mr. Gift. What made me start my own business? I could say that I never been an order taker. I always been a self-starter. I've been pretty much raising myself since I was 5 years old. My mom's always worked, so I've always been outside doing my own thing. I got a video from junior high school when my mom's boyfriend asked me what I want to be when I grow up. And I said a businessman, you dig? So it's natural for me.
Absolutely.
And I never really kept a job. I went to the military for 4 years, and that's where my brand derived from. Because I was getting in a lot of trouble out there, and I never got promoted above a certain rank. And my rank was Airman First Class. So once I got discharged, I took my rank and I changed it to Always First Class, and I just birthed my brand from there.
Okay, so you took some adversity and you made something positive out of it. That's amazing. What about you, Larry? What was your motivation?
Well, I was already doing fashion for a minute, for a little while, but after I separated from the other brand, what made me want to do the app was I just always had a feeling that technology would be the thing of the wave, or the future. To the end of the day, I always say it's not a reason why I'm gonna have a device in my hand all day long and can't make no money off of it. That don't make no sense. So it was just a matter about working smarter and not harder. And outside of that, honestly, I hate getting up every morning at 6 o'clock. So that's enough motivation for me to keep going at this point.
That's a fact. What about you, Mello?
Oh, me? No. My brand pretty much, it's a couple of us, you know what I mean? A couple of my brothers. We started the FGM project because, a lot of the kids in the neighborhood, they need guidance. I know they
agreed.
The millennials, and, it's a different time now, you know what I'm saying? So we see that, we need to give back. I come from, right around the corner. Around the corner. So
Same.
we pretty much seen that there was a void. So we pretty much started our thing to try to give back. So we started giving back to people and unfortunate and, on holidays and coat drives and all that. So we were just, sitting around one day, like, you know what, we should start doing that. And we was doing it without, the LLC and without all that. So we put everything together, and that's how we came up with, the FGM project.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Seems like everybody was motivated in different ways. As for me, to relate to some of my brothers, I've worked jobs since I was 15 years old. Me and Larry actually worked together for a few at one point, and that's when I met him and saw that he was into fashion and he was pushing and doing things that I say, one day I'm gonna get myself going. But for me, I never had that. I want to be like this person, or everybody would pick their careers in school and I would always fall short. And I guess the only thing that I connected to when I was in college was social work. And I feel like I could use social work through entrepreneurship to give back to my community. So me wanting to be an entrepreneur was because I wanted to be a self-made individual, and I wanted to show young people within my community that they could live out their dreams if they was willing to do the work. Because one thing, like you said, you might not wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, but you might stay up at 6 o'clock in the morning.
That's a fact.
And I see your work ethic, and I see how you push your brand. And as we all work, you know, my friend here, Lamel, he's in his career probably over 10 years now, so he's playing both fields of entrepreneurship and careers.
Lamel sneaking in through the back door.
Yeah,
Definitely a back door.
absolutely. That's what we do.
It's beautiful, man. That's good. I respect it though. That's what you're supposed to do. It don't make, like I said, at this point in my life, man, that's what we supposed to be doing, man. There ain't no reason for nobody to be tripping about nothing. It's enough to go around, man. Like,
so let me ask you a question. So how has becoming an entrepreneur changed your life? I know for me, it gave me a different type of discipline. Like, I don't look for the finish line anymore. I just focus on mastering my craft and evolving and getting better. And it showed me that I was able to persevere through adversity because things didn't go according to plan like I thought it was. When I started my business, I thought I was just gonna blow, but it didn't work out like that. It took some time for me to grow. And if I would have gave up early, I would have never even been here with y'all having this conversation. Sorry to cut you off.
Nah,
man.
it's all good. One thing that entrepreneurship has shown me is how lazy other motherfuckers are. Motherfuckers is lazy, bro. And laziness and saying they don't got money to do X, Y, and Z, but they going on vacation, they buying the latest sneakers, they buying $150 Louis Vuitton socks. Yo, man, the camera got only about $70, $60, man. Knock it off.
You're right.
Agreed. What about you?
As an entrepreneur, it changed my life.
Yeah, how did it change your life, Mr. Gift?
Guy's a superstar, man.
Entrepreneur
Fresh from
really
Disney.
changed my life.
Fresh off the
I always
plane.
been a hustler.
Fresh off the plane. Fresh off the plane.
I would say I always been a hustler until I went into the military. And I
Okay.
came back on my hustle shit. And as far as entrepreneurship, it hasn't really changed my life until I had my daughter.
Okay.
Because that's when the money really counts. Because that's when I got to
when it's
pass
going
it
somewhere.
down.
That's when
you
it's
know?
going somewhere.
You know?
Yeah.
So that's when I took it real serious. Like I hit the reset button. It was no more outside. There was no more clubs. It was no more blowing money fast. I hit the reset button because my daughter gotta eat.
Absolutely.
And if I don't make a sale, she don't eat.
You're right.
I agree.
So I guess it really disciplined me more than it ever had.
100%.
That's 100%.
Disciplined me more than the military.
Yeah, because you can't become a successful entrepreneur without discipline.
Facts.
I tell anybody, it's like, you know, like growing up, there's certain things that, like, if you lose your remote, it's fine. Like, you can find it. Like, certain things you're just not responsible for. Like, another life, that's totally different. Like, that's not like, it's like, even with yourself, if you hungry, you like, man, fuck this, I'm going to bed. I'm hungry, but I hold it down. If you got a kid, you can't be on some type of time like that. Like,
No, not at all.
it just basically what I'm saying is things that you thought was like important, you realize like
It's not.
Nah, that shit not important at all.
Yeah.
And you start looking at what you do with your time like a lot differently because time is everything now. Actually, time become a more important commodity than the money in my case. Because depending upon what I do on my time, it depends on if I will grow or not.
This at this point in my life, this is a fun Friday night for me.
This is it.
Absolutely.
This is the Friday. I could go home
fulfilled
after
after this.
Be
Now,
okay.
this is the new wave.
And this is what you need to
This
be
is the
doing.
new wave.
You know what I mean? You're right.
What about you,
doing
bro?
this for free.
Well, it's pretty much entrepreneurship. It changed my life because, you know, I'm able to reach out to other people that's going down that path. You know, all my influences growing up was negative. Like I had a bunch of negative influences. I can't name one positive influence. And I don't regret that. You know what I mean? Like, you know, I was groomed by drug dealers. You know that. You know, we over here on Quincy and Marcus Garvey. I spend most of my time on the corner. But it's pretty much.
Thank you for not robbing guys like me.
No, you was out. Listen, you was going to the high. Come on, get you on. You got to go.
Thinking about to book me my senior
You
year.
gotta
I
take
made
Troop.
it out.
You gotta take Troop. You know what I mean? So now pretty much I can, you know, reach out to the kids and tell them that like you can still be cool, you can still go to school, you still get an education. A lot of kids always tell me, "Oh Mel, you good, you got a good job, I look up to you," and all this other stuff. That does something to me when a kid tell me that because I'm like, I ain't got no positive role models. You take that shit and you spin it and you make it work for you. You know, I tell them that all the time. But a lot of the kids nowadays, the path that they taking is a little wrong because of what they seeing. But you got to really be like strong to be able to make it out of that.
Absolutely.
And then now you can show somebody like you could do this. Like you could still come to the hood, you could still poly on the corner, you could still smoke your little weed and drink, but you can still go to work too. You ain't gotta be robbing shit, going in and out of jail. You know what I mean? You ain't gotta be doing that. There's ways around this shit.
That's
and
a
now
fact.
they realize they throwing it little in the can. So now they realizing slowly but surely, oh shit, now I got 3 felonies. I can't get a good job. So what happens? You back stuck in that same narrative.
Game over.
It's over.
And you know what's crazy? These youngins not gonna realizing as we did it, as I did it. They not realizing that these OGs,
Yeah.
they're going to work now too.
They are. They are. I you know what's funny? I seen one of my OGs hit rock bottom. And I looked up to. I was like, damn.
Yo,
What happened? And I'm like, I don't want to be like that.
I said this last night on somebody else's podcast. I just want to know, when was it never not cool to have a job? I don't know when that was the not, like when that was the cool thing. Like all my life, everybody I know, niggas had jobs. Like majority of people around me had motherfucking jobs. So I don't know at what point people kind of got detached from that. But yo, you gotta work, bro. Ain't nobody coming to hand you nothing.
And no matter what that is, work going punching the clock or working on
Right.
your craft or whatever you're
Whatever
doing,
you working
you
on.
got to do something. You got to be doing something. You can't
I
be doing
agree. And I went to speak at my old alma mater school, which is Mega Evers College, and I was talking to the young kids that was looking toward going to master to get to graduate school. Excuse me. And my idea to them was to start to create the new agency. So instead of going to look to work for an agency that been around for 150 years, how about you create your own agency? What I would say about the workforce now is that I would promote a young kid to have one foot in both realms. So like you go to college, you get some credentials, you get educated in something you have passion in, and then you use that knowledge to build your career, and you start a business as well. Because you know, you got to think about it. To successfully make it in a career, you got to work for about 35, 40 years or 35 or 25 to 30 years. In 5 to 10 years, you could build a successful business that could take care of your family, add employment to the community, add some type of shift to the community. But a lot of us don't think about that. Like you said, we spend our money on expensive clothes and we spend our money on things that depreciate instead of us investing, you know what I'm saying, in property, instead of us getting our own house like my brother just did. You know, he
shout
purchased
out
his
Melly
own
for
house.
that.
Shout out to my brother for being a young black brother.
And please, can I get an invite to the barbecue?
what I'm saying?
I'm
Like,
begging you,
You
can I
can't.
please
You can't.
Yeah.
You can't.
get an invite next year? I don't want to make the not invite list.
Nah, you
The
gotta-
man had a whole taco truck in his driveway. He shitted on me, man. He had a taco truck, man.
To be honest, y'all,
shit
like
on nobody.
I'm working toward transitioning from working. Like my goal is to create a multi-million-dollar business where I employ people, I employ some of my friends, I employ people within my community, and I inspire people all over the world because I feel like it's too much bureaucracy and
let me ask you this:
it's a lot working for somebody.
How long would you give yourself to build an infrastructure like that?
I give myself, for me to completely not work for anybody in about 2 years.
And to do what you just said, like hire people, get people to do
In about
something.
2 years, I think that I will put myself in a position, and God willing, it happen within a year. Because
I think
it's about momentum.
You can do it sooner.
You know,
than that.
it's about
about planning.
surrounding myself around people like
Yeah, you got
yourself.
you
all
got to.
about planning,
It's
man.
about planning and putting yourself.
Facts.
It's. I look at it like this. Like for me, I'm not at a level to where like I'm like giving people crazy jobs. Like I ain't on no Meek Mill type of vibe giving. But I do look at like little things and it starts small. Like for example, people may not notice, but like he has done work for me. You know what I'm saying? Like that's me keeping the money within.
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 Yeah. Some
You
people
know
don't
what I'm saying?
understand that.
Like
Right.
people don't like. That's a small doing it on a small scale, but anything got to start small before it go anywhere else. So when I say that, that's just an example I use of where you actually doing it right now by even giving us this platform. You know what I'm saying? Because it's building your infrastructure
Absolutely.
at the same
And
time.
to me, it's also a pay it forward perspective because if I look at every individual that's on this podcast right now, we have all interacted. Whether I had my own pop-up shop and you came and supported me,
Right.
or you had one of your Brooklyn or Bust.
Get out the way, Lamel.
I'm out the way. I'm in.
Or Lamel, you know what I'm saying? Lamel had one of his events.
Yo,
Even-
what Travis said, who put this shit together? I'm the glue.
Even me reaching out to Mr. Gift and like, yo, bro, this not my first. I reached out to him a couple weeks ago, and he was busy, and he let me know, future episodes. I reached out to him again, like, could you make it? He said, I'm out here in Disney World with my family, but I do my best to make it. And look, he here.
My
So
man fresh
that
off
type
the
of
plane.
brothers, that type of unity,
Love is love,
and that type
Yeah,
of
you're right.
love is what needs to be shown. Because as you said before we started the show, it's a lot of young black people out here getting killed, man. It's a lot of young people out here getting incarcerated. It's a lot of stuff going on, and what we forget is that if our ancestors and our great grandparents wouldn't have pushed us and put us in a predicament, whether it be role models in the community, drug dealers, OGs, if they wouldn't have gave us that nudge to go the other way, we might not be here. And I think now in this generation is more so like, yo, these kids is wilding out, man. I ain't got time. Everybody don't have time. So if everybody don't have time, what does that say about the youth? What are they gonna look up to? What are they gonna be inspired by?
Right.
So, all right. Last question for this segment, right? What advice would you give a young person that's watching this right now? Like, yo, you know what, man? I'm inspired. I want to start my own business. What advice would you give them?
I would say though, find your niche. Number one, do what you love. Number one, don't do just because. I see Mr. Gift on the cool life.
Koolforlife. That's all right.
Just because I see Gift on Cool for Life, I'm gonna do a clothing line or I see BK or Bus, I'm gonna do an app. Find your own niche. Don't follow no one.
That's big.
Find your own niche. Don't follow no one. Networks. Don't look at L. Don't look at Larry. Don't look at K as your competition. I think that's fool thinking mine. I promise you.
Yeah.
Nobody's competition. You're only in competition if me and him, if me and Cool's doing the same, is in the same clothing brand, and,
Same clothing brand, selling
and
the
it's
same
still
thing.
not competition because someone can still buy his merch and someone can
Still
still
gonna
buy
buy
mine.
yours.
Yes.
Because at the end of the day, when I'm in West Village and when I used to be in West Village heavily, all these brand stores, I don't know, not one of these brands, but they did every year. Someone's buying their shit.
Yeah.
Right.
You feel me? All these brands, they eating too. It ain't really about competition.
It's enough for all of us to eat.
At the end of every day.
It is.
You just gotta go get it, man, and stop looking at it. You trying to knock off the next man's head.
Absolutely. What's your take on it, Larry? What would you give? What advice would you give?
Advice to give, understand that everything has been done already, and that understand that whenever you do something, it could be the exact same thing. Our fingerprints are not the same. You know what I'm saying? Like, we all could walk into a room, naturally all of our personalities will be different. No matter what, how we roll the dice, the probability of all of us walking in the room wearing the same thing is so farly unlikely. And just, you got to keep that mind frame that, like, that's how far apart we are for as close as we are. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to design anything like you. I'm not going to ask questions like you. Like, you cool K. Like, that's it. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a real sick, weird motherfucker if you really want to be somebody else. Now, even when you think you are, you still not. So that's what I would say to
What
you
advice
then.
would you give, young brother? And I appreciate you, Larry, for your take on it.
Yeah. Basically, I would give the youth, like Skip said, like, whatever you want to do that. Can't nobody press you into doing it because people might see something and say, oh, I can do that. There's a lot of people putting out bad product, jumping on waves. Me and you talk all the time. We all speak on a regular basis. Me and Larry talk all the time. And it's people putting out trash. And I'm like, yo, you wilding. Like, you really investing your money in these clothes and these hoodies and it's garbage. Like, that's a waste. You know what I mean? Because you took somebody else's wave, you tried to ride it. These entrepreneurs is popping up, and entrepreneurship is good. They popping up, but they just throwing it out there.
It's so many
They
entrepreneurs,
just throwing it out
man.
there. You gotta find your
Every
people. Tell me all the
day
time,
on the
oh Mel, you
timeline.
know mad people. I need you to come promote Taj with me every Thursday night. I'd be like, nah, that's not my thing. Oh, I need you to do this. That's not my thing either. My thing is my thing. It's always gonna be me. Like, what I'm trying to do right now. I'm about to open up a bar, maybe the end of this year, top of next year.
Big
That's
business.
That's what I want. I do my own thing. Like, I don't really follow people.
And man, you gotta get my homegirl. You gotta get a vodka brand that I'm gonna be sponsoring.
About the shameless plug. Throw a shameless plug. Throw it. Hurry up.
Damn, Nation Vodka. Yeah,
Okay.
Nation Vodka.
We're gonna have that at the bar.
Keep it in the
Yeah,
family.
definitely.
Yeah.
And 420, she'll be there to promote the vodka too. I'm trying to get a couple of bottles
Okay.
for her to promote that day too. So
That's good.
Yeah, that's beautiful, man. See that?
But
so
yeah,
that's a
but that's
plug.
it's all good.
That's
Like I said, so when you, like you said, for the young coming up, just do what you do what you feel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get people see that, they just see, oh shit, I could do that. Nah, you find what you want to do. That's what, you know, you get the best product out of that.
And believe what Mel says, it's in every one of y'all. Believe it. You just gotta dig for it.
Gotta dig for it.
I agree.
You infatuated. We infatuated a lot of stuff. I like a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But what you like is inside of you, and you gotta dig for it.
I would say that before you make money off your craft, you have to master it. So if you think that you're going to just jump in instant gratification and you're just going to turn into a star overnight, that's not going to happen. And then I will also say is that you have to put yourself in a position to win. And that means that you can't just think about becoming successful financially. You got to think about making change, you know, provide something for your community and looking at like, what can you give back? Like, what can you do differently?
And I'll go a step further and say this, right? Even if you feel that you want to follow or be the blueprint of something else, like go after like a big brand. Like for example, like I tell them all the time, my competition is never my peers. Like if I'm in fashion, my competition is Polo, it's Ralph Lauren, it's Versace, it's real businesses. Larry is not your fucking competition. If Larry's your competition, man, you need to rearrange your whole motherfucking
understand.
list of goals. You know what I'm
Absolutely.
saying?
My
I am
competition is
never
Gucci.
to blame for any fucking thing that anybody else failed to do. Like I
Ghost
said,
is merch goals though. It's merch goals.
And listen,
Merch, definitely
to
merch.
add
goals.
right one more
you
thing
got
for the
way more tougher skin than that. If Larry's the reason
Yeah.
you crashed and burned, then you got to figure that out, man.
Absolutely. And to add one more thing to the young people, right? Like, don't ever use your circumstance to determine what you become in life. I see a lot of young people, I work in Boys and Girls High School, and I see a lot of young people use their circumstances or their community or poverty or a broken family structure. And I've been through my stuff. We all have been through our stuff. But you could use, what's it, the Jay-Z line, I will never be a product of my environment. My environment will always be a product of me. At the end of the day, you can do anything that you put your mind to as long as you believe so. If adversity knocks you off your feet and stops you, that's not adversity that's stopping you. That's you. That's a mindset shift that you have to make. That's a bad habit that you have to get rid of, because nothing can really stop you from being great. You could be from the hood, you could be rich, you could be from another country. If you put your mind to it, you can be great. Do y'all agree?
Yeah.
Man, my shirt made it on to Jay-Z and Beyonce. If that ain't belief for anything
that's
else,
a
man,
fact.
I just need
I
to know
tell
that
you,
I
happened.
remember seeing
and
that.
I know I'm destined for something. You know what I'm
That's a
saying?
fact.
So,
I'm pretty sure not too many know too much about my brand. I still take care of my daughter because there's so much people out in the world. My online sales be booming. You dig? So I mean, like,
That's
So
definitely
it's not
true.
really, I mean, it is about people knowing about it, but what I think is that people don't understand is that I remember going to a Jay-Z concert and he said, you know, don't never go with the wave. Don't go
Be
with
the
the flow,
wave.
be the flow. He's like, don't go with the flow, be the flow, right? So that means that it's billions of people out here. So that means that my competition is myself. Like, what limitations am I going to push myself through? I'm not looking at Larry. I'm not looking at Ralph Lauren. I'm not looking at anybody but what I feel like I need to tackle to become great. And honestly speaking, like you just said, Young Gift, if you create an online clientele, if you create a clientele outside in these streets, it doesn't matter who knows about your brand. Like you said, when you said you was at and you was seeing brands and people was buying the brands and we never knew about those stores, but they stay open. You know what I'm
they stay
saying?
open
Because
and
it's
people
people
know
that's
it.
going to buy and they're not focused on the other store up the block that's selling. They focus on what they're doing.
exactly.
And the brands is the brands is going to sell, regardless. I remember I had like a little situation. I was in a little spot in Astoria, and I had the green camouflage, one of the guys I rock all the time. Some nigga staring at me. I'm like, fuck this nigga looking at me. I'm like, you have a problem. So he looking, and I'm like, damn, why this nigga keep looking at me? Then he came up to me like a little lady, like, oh, it's my man shit. You know what I mean? We always in Queens. He like, yo, it's my man shit, A1 shit right here, that shit fire. I'm like, yeah, boy, but before that, I thought someone was trying to boom me or something. I'm like, yo, but that's so people that bring people together because after that, me and Son's vibing and all that
Absolutely.
shit. So you really don't know like how shit's gonna go. But the brands, the people know the brands. You see that,
Absolutely.
they put it on and they want that. And you put your shit on somebody with influence, and then you gotta be influenced. They could be a regular nigga with like 1,100 followers.
Right.
They see
Yeah.
that, you went through that.
Yeah.
Put the audio and they call you like, yo, I want that same outfit Mel had on. Right. That's what nigga gonna say. You know what I mean? Because that's just how it is. They see that, people try to emulate that. A lot of people are sheep, and it's already proven that people are sheep. You gotta step back, take a look, and you say, you know what, I'm gonna go this way. I do that shit all the time. People be like, yo, I'm going this way. I be like, I'm going this way. Because this, always, you gotta,
That's why we sitting here.
that's why we
Right.
sitting here now, because we chose to
went
step
left.
back, and we gonna go left while everybody else going right. And then people see that, and they're like, oh, they going left, let me go left. And they go right, let me go right.
No.
Situations
Keep
give you
going
the
right.
perfect
Keep going right. Keep going right. You know, everybody got the opportunity. It's out there. It's nothing but space and opportunity. You know what I
Oh
mean?
man,
I
Yo,
think-
I did everything my niggas did, and I'm in the one that's here.
Yeah.
I got niggas, my niggas is doing time. You
Yeah,
did?
same.
But you know what? I stood back and watched. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna move this.
I'm gonna go this way because and that's it's all learning. Everything, life is a learning experience. It's like, oh, what they doing over there? I don't want that. Fuck that. I'm going the other way.
I mean, shout out to Mel Murder, shout out to Jim. Like, I remember years ago being around him, like, in concerts and watching Jim sell his vampire life and having that motivation in the cut. Like, yo, you know, like, that's something I see myself doing. And I saw the blueprint. And like you said, now a lot of my friends is locked up. And a lot of my young friends that got killed. You know what I'm saying? And you sit back and you be like, damn, like, you know, like, I want some of my friends to be able to live through me. I want to create that success, like that. You know, when my friends do get to
Not
come
to
home.
cut you off, yo. A lot of our friends are living through us.
Yeah,
That's a
they
fact.
are. They are. They are.
That's a
And saying, and
fact.
then you see, you got to be good. I remember one
That's a
time
fact.
I was talking to my man, FaceTime. He was in Jim crib. He was in Jim kitchen. He had the island and all that. I'm like, yo, where you at? He like, I'm with Jim Jones. I'm in the kitchen and all that. I'm like, oh, all right. So like I said, what up? You know what I'm saying? I was like, this like maybe like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
He like, yo, I'm like, yo, tell that nigga Jim. I said, what up? Go to FaceTime with Jim. I'm like, oh, all right. What's up, nigga? If I sell with Jim, it's before the clothing line. Nigga. You know what I mean?
It's just about surrounding yourself and seeing yourself. I swear to y'all, it's about who you surround yourself. That birds of a feather flock together. We used to think that was a stupid saying growing up, but honestly speaking, look at the type of people I'm around. These are the type of people I speak to on a regular basis. These are the type of people I look to. I done been in spots with Larry where we eating food. Next thing you know, he giving me some advice on things I could do to better my company. You know what I'm saying? Like, so if you surround yourself around winners and people that are making, like, some of my friends make more than me, legit. Some of my friends are doing a little better than me, and I'm okay with that
Definitely.
because it's motivation. It's like, yo, bro, they sit down and be like, yo, bro, this is what I did. And I be like, for real? I don't know if they know it, but I be taking notes. And now I take that information and I apply it. So moving into the next segment, I appreciate this information that y'all gave tonight. The show is far from over. We got the next half of the show. The next question is, right? Because I know that being an entrepreneur is not easy, right? So what's some of the pros and the cons? If y'all could just give me a few, like give me 2 pros and 2 cons of being an entrepreneur. Like if somebody is watching this right now and they want to try to catch the pitfalls and the holes before they fall in them. Like let's talk about it a little bit.
Two pros,
Yeah, 2 cons.
2 pros. The first pro is if you're lucky enough to push through, you learn a lot about yourself. And when people try to tell you about yourself, they can't because you already know what you done been through.
I agree.
Another pro is if you're lucky enough, you get to dress cool like me and be radical and do whatever you want. And,
Talk to him, bro.
no, and more than anything, I say that to say not to sound like an arrogant asshole, but I'm just saying you get to be comfortable in your own skin because you know yourself better. It's so real. I said the same shit twice, but that's how real it is. Like, cause that's all I know. Just be yourself. The bad part about it is you lose friends, and you lose friends.
Yeah.
You do lose
spoke
friends.
I
real
agree.
facts.
You lose friends and you lose
That's
friends.
the hard truth.
Okay, talk to me, Mr. Gift. What's up? Like, what's some of the pros and cons?
Pros, we spoke on time ain't money. Time is valuable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, time is money for the 9 to 5, man. Because if they work 9 to 5 and they got that lunch break, they need all that. And
Yeah.
Time is valuable. You get your time. I mean, you learning your craft. Like, I don't want to really give you the same answer, but you're really learning your craft. You're learning yourself, as L said.
No, I understand.
Second pro, I would say. So much into this
Think
shit,
about
though,
it.
man.
Give me a con.
You lose your time. You lose your time perfecting your craft.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, that the sun gonna shine at the end of that. You know, you
I
get all
agree.
that time. You get all that. It's all gonna make sense at the end of that.
Absolutely.
So the con is the sacrifice.
There we go.
I mean, you know, you sacrifice for a short amount of time, even if it's 10 years. You did, because I've been sacrificing for 10 years.
That's
I
okay.
got 10 years.
It's gonna pay off.
Exactly. And that's a con. What's another one? Oh, you can read? I don't know.
There's so many of them. You can't.
Right,
You gotta be
like,
trying to
you lost
pull
it,
it right.
I lose sleep. Like I might get 2 hours of sleep a day. Like I'm back up at 7 to bring my daughter
Yeah,
to
that's
school.
a
You
fact.
dig?
Yeah.
I'm sleeping I'm at sleep at 5. I'm working all day, but I love this shit. Like this shit don't bother me. I just gotta get back up and do it all over again.
Right. Do it all over again one time.
Agreed.
That's real shit though, man. Sometimes I be feeling like, damn, I just went to sleep. I'm back.
Right back up.
It's like, yo,
No sleep.
And as
No
soon
tea, no
as,
sleep.
and then like sometimes it be like, before it was like, all right, I only gotta worry about what I gotta do this week. Now it's shit like I got an
It never
event
stops.
on the 20th of next month, a business and tech panel, and it's like, I know I'm gonna be working from now, and even on the day that I think it's slow, it's like, nah, bro, it's something to be done.
Yeah.
And don't stop, man.
Don't stop.
Absolutely.
But you gotta be willing. I mean, if you love it, like, is this what floats your boat at the end of every day, you dig? So
I agree.
it's not a bother. It's not a stressor no more. It's not like, damn, I gotta wake up and go to work tomorrow.
No, I agree.
On top of all
I
of
gotta
that,
wake up and go to work. See, that's the difference between y'all life and my life.
man,
I gotta go to work tomorrow.
I gotta go to work.
I actually gotta go to work tonight. You don't work tomorrow. Stop. You don't work on weekends. Man.
Oh no, I don't work on the weekends.
See,
no.
you don't even know what the day is.
Yeah,
But that's the good thing. You know, like you said, it's sacrifice. It's time. It's not enough time in a day.
Exactly.
But you got to
Time's
utilize
valuable.
that time though.
Valuable.
You utilize the time. Time is very valuable. You know what I mean? You come, you meet up. You like, I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. You really run yourself thin in the beginning. So that you know, trying to be a startup entrepreneur, it ain't enough time in the day. You know what I mean? Because you got to go to work. Let's say you funding your you know, whatever you doing on the side with your actual 9 to 5,
9 to 5.
which happens all the time.
All the time.
So you got to make it to your 9 to 5, because without that, you ain't gonna be able to, you know, put your work in. That's it.
I agree. I would say that 2 pros for me would be that is being able to live out my dreams, because being able to see yourself, like, as I make these sweatshirts in my living room and as I come up with these designs, and then I wake up one day and see like 2 or 3 of my friends wearing it touches me, because it's like, yo, that was an idea I had in the staircase. So I didn't call the mail like, yo, bro, watch, one day somebody gonna have my shirt on or my hoodie on, and to actually see that is a blessing, because there's so many of us out here living out our dreams. So that doesn't mean it has to happen. So the fact that it happened is a blessing.
You know what people don't know about my clothing line, what I like about that Fugazi design? I feel so good.
Dope design. Love it.
What make it even dope about that design is the names on that sweatshirt, the names in that design is real people names. And this how I like showing my friends appreciation. Like, I think it's so dope that some of their favorite artists, some of their celebrities gonna have that shit on and have their name on the celebrity.
Absolutely.
Like, I think that's like dope as fuck, man.
That's
Like,
dope unity. Yeah.
like for people, for so like one of my best friend, he used to listen to what's this group called Travis. Damn, I forgot. I'm long story short though, they inboxed me the other day. They want to get some product and stuff like that. Now, I'm not big on their music like that. They big time, but I don't know them like that. But my best friend do. So I told him, I'm like, yo, they're about to get a design that got your name on it. He was like, yo, that's dope. Like, I like shit like that, man. It's crazy because it be stuff like that I wish people, like, appreciate. But it's like, if you ain't doing no goofy shit, motherfuckers don't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I be like,
that gimmick,
damn,
that
like,
gimmick
yeah,
for that
man,
sale.
like,
It's about being authentic. That's why I see your brand. I look at your photos. I see where you came from. it's at the end of the day,
Content.
it's about being authentic,
Content
man.
only.
I don't look at some of my friends be like, yo, man, it's about stealing, take other people's stuff, man, recreate it and pop it. And I be looking at them like, I'm authentic, my brother or my sister. I appreciate the advice, but I gotta give it to them the way I see it. And
They used to
eventually
tease
it's gonna
me, bro.
take off.
No,
They
it
used to
is.
tease me about that shit. They used to be like, "Damn, nigga, you wake up with a photographer," and that shit used to boil my blood on the inside because I felt like this, like,
they say something. Now
damn,
everybody
you don't
doing
see-
that
right
shit
now-
there too.
yo, oh my
Exactly.
fucking God,
But
like-
you know what's all about the perception when you tell
And
somebody
what's your
something.
content though?
Exactly. I remember I went to Larry crib. I'm sitting on the steps. You know, he got the brownstone. Shout out to him. And
Stop.
he was like, "Yo, I'm about to start this app and trivia app." And I'm like, "What the fuck is he talking about?" I was sitting up here like, "All right, bro, like whatever you want, just let me know what it is. I download it." He like, "Yeah, and I'm doing this," and I'm like, but when you first tell somebody something,
Yeah, you can't see it. In the
you
back of
can't
his
see
mind.
past in the back of your mind.
Larry going
but now you
crazy.
see it. Now you're like, "Oh shit, yeah, that's what's up." You know what I mean? Because every time you introduce somebody to something when it's new, people they more like.
Nah, man, niggas dislike change, bro.
They like change, change.
Anything.
That's human
you
nature, too,
change,
for not
man.
like change.
Yeah, you know what? You're right.
It's human nature.
I
You
can't.
know,
That's human
also
nature.
that people only see as far as their own perception, right? Because sometimes you'll be like, yo, man, like why my friend from across the hall don't see what I'm doing? Why he don't want to pick up and do what he need to do? But at the end of the day, people they only see what they have experienced, what they have studied, what life has shown them. And sometimes everybody learn differently. And that's what I learned. Working on being a social worker, being an educator. Sometimes you want to give people information like right now, learn this right now and be better right now. But change is not an event, it's a process. So sometimes people have to go through certain things, they have to fall off their feet, and then they have to get better for them to be able to be successful, right?
That's a fact.
I hear everything you're saying. Not to cut you off.
I
I think change starts in the home. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
Because we've been
Definitely.
doing the same thing for years, forever.
You like generational
I got
wealth
a
versus
daughter.
poverty type perspective?
Facts. I got a daughter. I gotta raise her different. I can't teach her everything my mom taught me. You dig? I don't think Elle should teach his two little mans. You know what I mean? Like everything gotta change. It's change starts with us.
That's a fact.
I mean, in the home, like, and then shit gonna start trickling down. Like, and then my daughter, like, her kids is gonna be, different.
I
Like,
agree.
things are different.
What Hope said, generational wealth is the key. My parents ain't have shit, so the shift started with me.
Facts.
I'm
You know what I
definitely
mean? It's time to
making
level
sure
up.
I leave certain things in position. Now, for my son to handle. Now, it's up to him whatever he chooses to do with it. But from my part, I'm definitely gonna leave things for him. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
And that's why when people be like, "Yo, why you name your son Brooklyn?" Like, you don't think people gonna make jokes? I said, when they make jokes, I'm gonna make sure I position myself to it. When niggas crack a joke, you gonna be able to tell them why you got
Why
that
your
name
name
and
is
what
like
your
that.
dad represent. So
And,
it's all good, man.
And all four of us. I mean, your father.
Oh, soon to be, my man.
Soon to be.
Soon to
Soon to
be.
be?
Salute.
Oh,
Salute.
congratulations, my
Salute.
brother. That's what's up, man.
But we all fathers, like I
Yeah,
said.
yeah,
it's gonna
definitely.
change. Like our kids is gonna see
good.
us
It's good
as the change. Like you said, like the perception that we're giving right now, we're leading them. I mean, like
Yo.
we able to step in front of everyone, like cause
And they're gonna look back and see this very same interview, like, yo, my dad knew Mel, and you know what I'm saying? My dad knew Cool K.
K.
Like that's like this.
facts, man. Like
This shit
when I was
beautiful,
doing
man.
this clothing line shit, and I was selling out the trunk of my car. When I was running down on people selling out the trunk of my car, because you ran down on me. If you ever try to run down on me out the trunk of my car, I'm looking at you crazy.
Crazy,
Get
yeah.
my
But now,
face
then you
out,
end
boy.
up.
You end up
That
that person.
Party,
sitting down.
fam.
That's that
Yo, yo, yo,
360.
what's up, bro?
That's that 360.
I got that.
Yeah,
I
they
don't
say,
mean no harm.
they say this nigga gift is crazy. This nigga trying to sell me like 360.
My fault, bro. I just wanted
Yeah.
to show you this shit.
But isn't that crazy to go from that running down on niggas to niggas coming to you for that shit? Like it's so crazy. It's so crazy. You have to put that shit off on people, and now they coming to you looking for that
Yo,
same
but I used to
shit.
stand outside of clubs at like 3, 4 in the morning waiting to give an artist out.
Yo,
Yeah.
you know what's crazy?
Crowded
though?
ass
I would
club.
say that we could look at success. One of my coaches, shout out to Kendall Ficklin, right? Like when he told me one day, he wrote in his book one day, he talked about a bamboo tree. And he was like, a bamboo tree takes so long to grow because of the roots, right? The roots grow way deeper into the ground before the bamboo tree grows up. Like
That's
tall.
a fact,
So
man.
you'll be like, yo, this might be something wrong with this bamboo tree, right? But really, it's not nothing wrong
That
with the
root getting sturdy,
the
boy.
problem is that the roots have to be strong. So if the wind ever come, if there's ever some disaster in the area, the roots is strong, so it won't blow that bamboo tree down. And I think that's what our adversity is about. That's why we went through the hard knocks of selling, trying to sell stuff to people. You know how many no's I heard? You know how many times people
step in front
I'm
of
gonna tell
them.
a story real quick, right? I remember I went to Larry a couple of years ago. Now, mind you,
Cool
I
K,
knew-
man,
no,
let that
I'm
story
telling you,
Let
go,
that
man.
story
Oh,
go.
I had a
Let that
partner,
story
man.
go.
I couldn't do it,
No,
man.
I understand that. But what I'm saying is, this is motivation, y'all.
Yeah,
Y'all
he
gotta
about to tell that
understand
story.
this.
He gonna tell-
I
you gotta let
told
him tell
the
it.
story
You gotta
like
let him
5
tell
times. Like, yo, bro, Larry, like, I want to do this like event with you, bro. And he was like, yo. He's like, yo, give me. He ain't tell me no. He said, yo, give me a minute, bro. Let's see if you around for next couple of years, because as you know, businesses come and they go. You know what I'm saying? And I could have took that as an insult, right? But I did. Wait,
was I lying?
But no, you wasn't, and I didn't. I took it.
Another
and
nigga
I-
said,
it's like
"Fuck
it's like I
Yeah.
jumped out.
Word.
It's like I jumped out my own body.
Yo,
Listen,
yo, but all right.
It's like I jumped out my own body. I say, you know what? That's motivation. And moving forward, I'm still here. We still working together. And sometimes you just gotta show and prove.
Yeah.
So he motivated me
Yeah.
there. I could have took that as an insult, but if
kept it a
my
bean,
mindset
man.
was
Kept it
like-
hot. Yo,
if my mindset
that's
was
it.
like that,
Yo.
maybe I would have never grew.
No,
Like,
you're
yo,
right.
who
You're
Larry
right.
talking to? That means I ain't ready. He gave me. That was fuel. That was fire for me. Like, you know what? I
help
got
you-
something for
I
my bro.
help you.
I'm gonna see him soon.
Help you push
Get
that.
out. I help you get out the way of yourself.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
because you don't put that in that box. Because I told him, he was like, we was talking. You know, me and Kay talk all the time. He like, yo. He's like, yo, I got this. I said, yo, you know, can holler at my man. He said, fuck Larry. He said, yo, the nigga Larry, I hollered at the nigga Larry 2 years ago. Larry told me he holler at me in 3-4 years. You know what I told him? I said, well, nigga, it's 4 years. I said, nigga, it's 4 years later. Holler at that nigga Larry. That's we had that conversation. I said, yo. He said, yo, man, fuck Larry. I talked to Larry, man. Nigga, Larry told me, holler at me in 3 years. That nigga, we used to work together. Nigga gave me the whole front down. Me and Larry, we had the same job and all that. I said, what the
Yo,
fuck?
nah, yo, you know what's crazy, man? Yo, and now that we sitting here and I can see it from your perspective, I can see how it came off. Crazy.
It came
I can
off.
see
It came off. But that's the same thing.
But it's
you know, that's
alerting.
like somebody
I
come to
got
Gift and be like, yo, Gift, I want to give you like, yo, you know, it's a lot. You
I'll
put
let
that
me
work
summer
in.
2030.
You put that work in. Exactly. You
Like,
put that
nigga,
work
what?
in. It's been everybody in their brand more than what, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10,
Yeah,
8 years.
definitely.
All right.
Basically. And I knew all y'all before your shit, him, you, everybody before they shit started.
Let me
And now
ask-
look where they at.
Let's get back to it real quick, right? I got a couple more questions for y'all before we leave. As entrepreneurs, do you think that it's a must that our friends and our family support us? And should they support us wholeheartedly? Like, if my sweatshirt is 60, should they give me 60? Or should they get a 15, 20%
Before, let me start this off.
Go ahead.
For a nigga with no clothing line. Because y'all three niggas' opinions is biased as a motherfucker. And I'm
Okay.
gonna tell you right now, because y'all got y'all
I ain't
opinions.
gonna be biased.
And I'm
I'm
the
just
consumer, so I'm gonna come say, because I ain't got no clothing line. You know what I'm saying?
Tread lightly, my boy.
So you're I ain't gonna tread.
Tread
I'm gonna
very
tread lightly
light,
though.
my boy.
But you know, like at the end of the day, support goes a long way, right? So because we friends, me and you relationship, me and you relationship, me and you relationship, it doesn't mean that I feel that I gotta buy your shit.
Salute.
If your shit ain't hot, I don't have to buy your shit. But a lot of people
Damn,
feel
bro,
like
you killing me. I gotta go
if-
home and make some heat.
you gotta make some
now,
heat.
boy.
If you feel like if your shit, because we friends, we've been friends 10, 15 years, that might not be my speed. I might not like that. I don't want that. But so you saying I gotta spend $65 on a hoodie that I really don't like because we cool? Or is it the support is supposed to be there because you're friends? Support just don't mean buying the hoodie. It can mean, you know, little shit like making connections.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
repost,
Little shit,
retweet.
reposting, retweeting. A lot of people
like.
don't really like doing that on their Instagram. Like people like the Instagram is real funny. Like I ain't really
right.
trying to put that back out there. I don't really want to post. A lot of people and then we hate on the low.
I done had people take
Niggas
pictures.
supposed to
I done
dumb
had
as
people
shit,
take
though.
pictures
Yeah,
with my
what?
shirt
Post
and
it,
take it
post
off.
shit.
Be like, yo, I ain't get enough likes.
Niggas put
They
word.
taking it off.
They take it
Like,
off.
yo,
I ain't
yo,
get enough
so-
likes.
so
Why you
took
took that
the picture
off? It wasn't
Yo, bro,
enough
I ain't
likes.
get enough likes, bro.
That-
Like,
you get enough
yeah,
likes
bro.
for that. You know what I mean?
But
So,
I understand what
so
you're
a
saying.
lot of people they look at things differently, and some people support. Some people support you to the T. They'll post, they do whatever you, and then some people won't support you at all. You know what I mean? So I just feel like sometimes the people with the brands, they try to put pressure on their friends sometimes to support their brands, and you grown. We ain't got to do that. I can buy whatever I want. If I think it's hot, it's hot. If it ain't hot, it ain't hot. But
Absolutely.
at the end of the day, sometimes the pressure from being a friend with somebody and supporting their brand, it goes a long way.
Could I give a quick rebuttal to that though? Because I relate to what you're saying and I understand it, but I look at it like this: it's certain people out there that have thick skin and they don't have thick skin, right? And it's people out there right, that they're just trying. Like they took their last bit of money and they said, you know what, I'm gonna try to start my t-shirt line, or I'm gonna try to start, my hat or cap line, whatever it is that they're doing. And that one person that doesn't support them might break them, or that one person that comes to them like they friend. Like, you might not like my hat, you might not like my shirt, but you give me the money, you support me, you wear it. That might give me the motivation to get with an artist and to keep going. Sometimes that one sale or that one piece of support, it gives you motivation to keep going.
That shit all dope and all that though, but I ain't even gonna hold you, my G. I ain't tell you to start a clothing line.
What's up, V?
V, what's up, V?
V, what it do?
What's going on?
Salute.
V here.
Appreciate the love.
Another entrepreneur with a clothing line.
Yes.
Virginia on
That's
the
a
check-in.
fact.
Salute, V.
What's up, sis? Go ahead. Get your thing.
I was saying, like, I ain't tell you to start a clothing line. I ain't tell Larry to start his app. No one told me to start my clothing line. You're not at liberty to support me for shit.
Absolutely.
I mean, you know who needs my support? My daughter needs my support. His two sons.
Absolutely.
That's where the support comes. No one told you to do shit.
Absolutely.
I mean, put that firework out and they gonna buy the shit.
You
Fuck
got to
support.
put that fire out.
Yeah.
Fucking support.
Put that fire out.
Support.
About
Lil
that
Rel
heat.
is cold
I'm
blooded.
about that heat,
Nah,
son.
nah,
I'm from
I
Gay
get
Smoke's
that, 'cause
Garvey. I'm about that heat.
Like, though I did some work for him, support. That's my man. You dig? I mean, I could do that shit for free.
Yeah.
You dig? But he wants to pay me because he wants to keep this shit circulating.
Absolutely.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
Though. That's my man. That's support.
Absolutely.
I give him advice. Yo, Larry, keep it a buck. Larry, you could have designs like this, the size of this shit. Your shit
Right.
been looking fugazi, my nigga.
Yeah.
Yo, Larry, this is the wrong size, Larry.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely
Change the
have calls
font
like
on
that.
that.
Yeah,
Maybe like,
you definitely.
yo,
You
boy.
definitely.
Absolutely.
How this look? That's
And I
about
agree.
Yo,
I would just say that it's a process for you to get great. So I'm 5 years in. What I'm able to do now and what I could do 4 or 5 years ago is way different. And if I don't know, well, I do know that I would have kept going because I got the mental forbearance. But
Right.
my friends like Lamel, like like yourself, like
Nigga
you
said the
have come
mental
into my
forbearance.
pop-up shop.
Yeah,
like
that was a
my
good
first
word.
pop-up
This nigga
shop.
about to get a
College,
master's.
My first
That nigga
pop-up
went to
shop that I
college.
had, you done came and supported me
That's a
with
fact.
your own brand. So those little nuggets, those pieces of support, whether you thought it was hot or not, it gave me motivation to keep going.
Yeah,
So
I
I
see-
agree.
I see
It
both
should
of
be
y'all
hot,
points.
but it don't necessarily start off as
support
hot.
goes
Yeah.
in different ways.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what piggyback
Absolutely.
the way he said.
Yeah.
But don't think no one's that, like he said, nigga, I'll buy what the fuck I want.
About what I want. About what I
Me,
want.
like,
About what I want. They got to be hot.
don't feel a way that no
But-
one don't like. What
I say this
want,
though.
niggas don't want to support me or that.
Yeah,
that
that's
shit
and
is-
some people be
that
doing
shit
that.
is-
But
that
every
is-
once in a while,
absolutely.
you know, you should do a little charity work. bro.
Whatever you can do for your
I mean,
friend,
'cause-
you do.
Yeah, cause I also understand his standpoint of, you know, yo, listen, it is very hard to put out heat, man.
Nah, it is.
It is.
It is.
And sometimes before you get the heat, you probably gotta put out like 4 or 5 duds. You know what I'm saying?
Straight
Yo,
dog.
keep it
And
real.
this
the
duds
process,
run
though.
is rough, man. It's rough. That duds run is rough, and I might need that 20 spot, man.
You might need that.
You had
Might need that.
Jay-Z.
Might
You
need
had
that.
Jay-Z and Beyonce wear a shirt that you was a part of creating, right?
Right.
Now, let me tell you something about Jay-Z. You think that Reasonable Doubt pop? You think that that Reasonable Doubt Value One pop? No, it didn't pop on sales.
come
It
back out.
didn't give him the notoriety that he needed. You know what pop? Volume 2.
Reason Dog came out twice.
So you telling me that it took him 3 albums in. So if you don't have the perseverance to go through, because I ain't gonna say that the stuff that I came out with in the beginning was straight fire. In my mind, I thought it was fire, but ask me how many t-shirts I sold. I ended up wearing most of my t-shirts the first run. I had to get better. And as I got better, more people supported. And as more people supported, I was able to get better resources. Because sometimes you don't have that in the beginning.
That's my point. That's the shit that's ticked me. Like support is such a handicapped word. Like
It is.
More people bought your shit.
More people bought. Exactly.
Me,
It's support.
nobody's going into fucking Gucci and supporting Gucci.
No.
Nigga. Niggas is
Right.
rich. Niggas under the LVM whatever
that shit,
umbrella.
that big
You dig
umbrella.
me?
Yeah.
You feel me? Like
You're right.
niggas getting money. No one's supporting this shit. They buying this shit.
Yeah.
But I also
So
think
stop
that
using that,
those
that
things,
handicap
it's
shit.
funny,
Our
though.
family. Like, if you want to call us your mans, your family, like, we
Yeah,
support
we all
you,
family
dig?
in
That's
here.
why we here.
Absolutely.
We
You're right.
That's
support
why we-
system.
that's why
I'm
we
not
support
speaking
somebody
upon
else?
myself. I'm speaking to just upon in general for all people. For me, I'm a person
Yeah, but
that
that's gonna handicap
Yeah.
everyone listening. They
Absolutely.
don't need to hear that support shit. Go do your own shit, put your work out, and
Put
let
your
people
work
buy
out.
your shit.
Let your people- they gotta come to you.
You got your support is your support
We-
team.
we
Larry
gonna
cut me
agree to
off.
disagree.
Nah, I get you, but I got my support team is someone that knew me since I was a baby. She taught me how to sew. I mean, that's
Yeah.
my support.
That's
She hold me
the
down,
foundation.
dig?
That's the
Exactly.
foundation.
That's support right there. I mean, yo T, I need something to sew right quick. I don't got time to do that. She gonna bust it. That's support right
Absolutely.
there. And when we put that work out there, we need people to buy shit.
Yeah,
That's
you're right.
we go support
We need people to buy it.
ourselves.
We support
Absolutely.
ourselves.
But-
And you
so
put that
that's-
out
that's
there.
a
And that
handicap.
Gucci shit, some of
Whether I
that shit
sell,
ugly
whether I
anyway.
sell
Fuck
15
that.
sweatshirts,
handicap
whether I
words.
sell 15
Ugly.
sweatshirts or 5 sweatshirts or 2 sweatshirts, to me, that's a form of support because people are taking their money. So when I say support, I don't mean just come out and spend money on me or you or anybody.
I
I
get
mean
it.
support when, like, I have a brand, I'm having
get
an
it,
event,
but
I'm
language is
doing
important,
something.
bro.
Come out there and because one of the biggest problems with people of color, honestly, Mr. Gift, is that we lack support for one another. So to keep it honest with you, I study a lot of this. I study poverty, I study wealth, I study in the in-betweens. People of color, we lack wanting to come out and support each other unless we could benefit. And I'm not speaking upon you or
No,
anybody.
no.
Some
in this
people.
room.
I understand the
Some people.
A
terminology.
lot of us,
Some
we
people.
don't want to support unless I'm getting something. Am I making $1 or am I
Facts.
getting? Is my name gonna be on the bill? When it's a lot of people like my friend. When I did my first pop-up shop, he didn't ask me for no money, but he was the one behind the scenes calling people and hitting people up. Yo, bro, what you need? And he don't do that type of stuff unless it's really important. Unless he really
Yo, bro,
like
I'm
loves
saying
you.
I
You understand what I'm
understand
saying?
what
So
you're
that
saying.
helps.
I understand what you're saying. All I'm just trying to say, I'm just trying to change the lingo, bro. Because the
Absolutely.
lingo got us lost, bro. Because we're using the same lingo, bro. That's what my brand is about. It's changing everything, bro. Changing everything, my
Everything.
nigga.
You're right. You're right, and
what
that's
my
in
brand
the
is
train.
about, man.
Exactly.
Because at the end of every day, how I feel is like we have gotten nowhere, my nigga. Like we in the same fucking spot, if not worse, my nigga. Like so, I want to change everything. Everything I'm going forward. I'm doing everything differently.
Okay, so
So if we want to use support, and I'm not trying to like downplay
Nah.
with you. I'm just saying that we've been using that word for so long. I'm just I
I'm
wanna
not
just
mad, bro.
change that shit.
we
Just
debate
I'm not saying
this.
you're mad.
We debating and we agreeing to disagree,
No,
and
right.
I respect and I acknowledge your perspective, and I know you to do the same for
No,
mine.
definitely
And you
do.
actually bringing
I
me into the
understand
last
this shit,
topic of
word.
the night. Why do you think where do you think the mindset came from that stopped people of color, for not all people of color, but certain people of color, for wanting to support their brothers and sisters? And let me not use the word support, for wanting to unify. It could be an event you have, and it could be an item you selling. What makes us not want to look out for each
We're
other?
not divide. I mean,
I'm
we're
my
all
brothers and
divided.
sisters keeper.
Like Lamel said, they're not putting out that fire.
I put out the heat.
They're
Gotta
not
put out the
putting
heat.
out that heat.
You
That's
gotta put
why.
out that heat. You
know
got to
what
make
I'm
them come for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you put out that heat, they automatically come. Like, my first pieces from Gift was free. Before I bought anything from him, I got like 4 pieces from him for free. You know what I mean? Like, that's support. That support comes after you doing it. Like, nah, we cool because it's all love. When it's all love. But some people, you can't change the mindset of some people. They always gonna be crabs in the barrel. They always gonna be this. They always gonna be that. What you gotta do is you gotta focus on you and keep doing your thing. Keep grinding. Keep putting out that fire, and they gonna come find you. Like you.
Gotta put that
same
fire
way.
out,
The same
boy.
way. The same way. The same way.
What's your take on it, bro?
What was the question
You
again?
said-
I ain't gonna lie,
I
y'all,
asked you, I
y'all
said
too.
what-
I wasn't sure if y'all was about to tear the table up, but now
Nah,
I'm just fucking around. But yeah, what's the question again?
What makes you think for certain people of color? Why do you think it's so hard for us to unify and look out and support one another?
Yo, you know what's crazy?
Not in just the business realm, but all
I'm
together.
not, and it's funny you ask. I'm actually have to go back to what he said. It starts in the home, and I think that's where the miscommunication that you guys are coming in, because the cycle is so fucked up. This is what he's saying. The way he's gonna raise his daughter is to break that cycle. Now, what he's saying is, what I'm about to give the answer to. Part of the reason why we so fucked up is because niggas is kind of programmed that way for whatever generational reason, and that's why he's saying with his daughter, he's breaking the mold, because we are in my opinion, we are programmed that way, and it's many different reasons why we program that way. But that's for a topic for another time. But I say I agree with what he's saying as far as breaking the mold. You know what I'm saying? And I think that, and if I'm wrong, correct me, but I think that's where the disconnect with y'all two come into play, if I'm not mistaken, if I heard correctly.
I think we're agreeing. We're
Yeah,
saying the
it's-
same
it's-
thing,
it's
but
the
we're
same
just saying
thing.
it in different ways. And I think that I understand. This is my thing, right? Let's think about Tulsa, Oklahoma, right? Black Wall Street, right? Black Wall Street, the money touched the black hand 24 times before it left out the community. The mindset that I'm trying to bring back or working toward bringing back is that idea that before I spend my money on Gucci, before I go to stores outside of my community,
All right, let me ask you
I'm going to
real-
figure
real-
out a
real
way
fast, though.
to
But
help
is-
my
is
brother or
Gucci-
sister.
In your opinion, is Gucci dropping heat?
In my opinion, I don't even pay attention no more.
In my opinion, them niggas dropping fire, nigga. Them niggas
They
been
trying to
on
get better.
fire.
They're on fire. Trying to
They
get
been
better.
on fire.
So what?
And they
in my
trying to target
opinion,
the urban
in my
community, too.
opinion, what makes Gucci, what makes Fendi, what makes just because we people of color, we add fire. We are the color to the canvas.
Yeah.
And although their designs might be beautiful and nice, I think that the people of color, that melanin, I think that sun that make us gods, that make us like beautiful people that we are. I think we add fire to those brands, and I think
But-
that if we stop
that
wearing those brands, they would lose a lot of their notoriety, and they wouldn't be the brands that they are
with
now.
the program. We program those.
And that's what
brands,
that's what he's saying as far as that's why he's reprogramming
Sold
his
for
daughter
Yeah.
to what we
Word.
already conform to. That's why he's saying with his daughter, he's showing her she can do everything outside of what the stigmas of what we have now.
Absolutely. The new illiterate of the 21st century not going to be people that can't read or write no more.
all
It's going
I'm
to be people
saying
that
is
can't
just
learn or unlearn.
change the word, bro. Like,
Absolutely.
Like change the meaning of your support. That's all I'm saying, bro. Like, cause you might have your own meaning for it, but
support
everyone else
somebody
listening to it, it's that program word support. Man, I gotta go out and buy his shit.
Yeah.
Dig? That's what everyone else is hearing.
And that's how they hearing it though.
You're
It's
much more
unfortunate.
educated and in tune
It's
with
for-
yourself than everyone
Yeah,
else.
'cause they definitely
Everyone
gonna
else
take
is
it that
hearing, I gotta go buy his shit.
Yeah, but when I'm saying go out there and support, I'm not. You don't have to go out there and buy my stuff. I'm saying support any brother or sister within a community that's
That's
doing
dropping
something
heat.
positive.
Gotta drop heat, man.
You know, anybody that's dropping. It could be somebody that's doing a
Drop
mentorship
heat.
But
program.
that's the message you mean. But
Yeah.
that's what I'm saying. You have to say that. You got to articulate that shit differently.
Yeah, the message
I
gotta
get
be
what you're
keep
saying,
using
bro.
that shit, and they gon' man, I ain't fucking supporting
Yeah,
that shit.
fuck
That's
that,
all they
nigga,
gonna say,
man.
bro. I'm so sorry, man. Like
He got
you-
support already.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, bro. And I think that at the end of the day that we gotta just unify. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like, and that's why I invited y'all on this show, and that's
Yeah,
why
yeah.
I love the
Yeah.
debates. I love to agree
I
to
like the way
disagree.
y'all agree,
because
man.
we're not
Good.
gonna always have the same perspective. We're not supposed to.
Not at
But
all.
what we can do is respect one another.
And
what we
enlighten
can
one
do is
another.
love one another. And what we can do is continue putting out fire and putting out
And
things
I
that
continue
better
to
the
be
culture.
Mills Lanes,
definitely
middle
enlightened and one another.
Get it on.
Absolutely. I want to do this. Yeah. It's been a pleasure. I appreciate y'all for coming in. This is for the culture.
Love and respect,
This is
brothers.
another great episode of Young, Gifted, and Black. I thank y'all for coming out. Just remember, y'all, the only limitations that you have is the ones that you create on your own. So remember, you could do anything that you put your mind to. Y'all stay young,
Represent the brand that
beautiful.
represents you.
That's a
That sound
fact.
like
Y'all stay
A1C.
young, beautiful, and black.
Blessed
And I
that my
talk to
feet
y'all
can feel
soon.
concrete.
Everybody dropping their gems.